I'm here in the nation's capital. They're boarding up some of the buildings here, and I overheard a man in fatigue say they're worried about Antifa. Yeah, that's who they're worried about, man in military fatigues.
Being on the ground on January 6th was really unnerving from the very beginning. Even the night before the insurrection, when we checked into our DC hotel, we knew this was different. We overheard wild conversations in the lobby full of MAGA faithful, maskless supporters claiming COVID stories of packed emergency rooms were lies, and they were all, in fact, empty.
Seeing a lot of cosplay here. There's military here, and then there's a lot of these people who are pretending to be military here. You know how you know? Because they don't have badges. They just have notes from their wife that says, you can go for the weekend and hang out with your friends, but be back on time.
My producer wanted to ease into the interviews after seeing the charged crowd full of Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, QAnon believers, and anyone else willing to toss aside our democracy.
It's getting a bit hectic there, so I wanted to find some space. Luckily, there is some here at the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Then we spotted a group of Proud Boys appearing to leave the event, heading east toward the Capitol, well before Trump finished his speech.
Proud Boys, tighten it up!
We found filming on the National Mall was a safer, more effective way to get real conversations, for a while. Then we found a man acting unhinged with a pitchfork.
This is a warning! We can mobilize 1 million people to any city in this country now. Make no mistake, that's the situation. That's right, man! We're not playing around!
Who was interrupted by a man acting more unhinged.
How come we got 1 million people at the monument when over there's where they're screwing us? How come nobody's over there? How come we're not down to play? You all come down here and film Congress putting it to us. All you all mother all y'all.
The really unhinged guy angered the sort of unhinged guy wielding the pitchfork.
I'll speak for myself!
Okay, he speaks for himself.
Because they shut it down. You are absolutely...
We're about to all go down!
Proud Boys are here.
As we were setting up for a quick stand-up, we noticed another large group marching aggressively down the street. The Proud Boys all passed by again. We settled in a spot just outside the northwest side of the Capitol because we knew that at around 1 p.m. that angry crowd would be arriving there from the White House. And we knew that if things got hairy, it gave us the best escape route to the train and our cars. And then words became actions. The barricades got pushed over and folks flooded in.
We're starting to see this mass of people. They broke through the gates here, and now they're heading into the Capitol. I'm hearing people say it's our house. I heard some old man start screaming, forward, forward. It's our house. It's democracy should look more organized than what we're seeing right now. But
we've been organized. You have to do something else because they don't do it properly. They don't go.
Good. We pay for the heat. It's time to go inside. These are the bills.
Trump supporters were getting up on the stairs, the fences, and the embankments, barking at people, telling them where to go. Everyone turned into field generals, most of them wearing sweatshirts you buy at airports when you get cold waiting to board your flight.
Let's go! Let's go!
folks have pushed through, and now they're heading into the Capitol. No violence, other than shoving that down and carrying pitchforks.
It was a mix of the scary and the absurd. MAGA in a nutshell. There were the scary.
They don't hear our voices today! They'll hear our muskets tomorrow!
There were the absurd.
Can I ask you some questions? Are you afraid if you run out of batteries for the last stand that you'll be thwarted? Good luck. I hope you don't run into bumpy terrain or stairs.
Personally, I don't think I'll ever forget talking to a man on a Segway who was attempting to topple the greatest democracy on earth.
The Democrat Party, progressive, socialist, Marxists, pose a far greater threat to this nation than any person on the battlefield.
We looked around and we were shocked, but not surprised. The last 14 months tipped it pretty good. The total distrust of facts and information, their cult-like devotion, not to their country or ideals, but to a person. Of course they were gonna get here.
All right, let's exit. You lead the way. All right, here we go.
And we knew it was time to leave. We continued listening to the escalating insurrection unfold in the only place a comedy show should. from the quiet car of an Acela rushing back to New York City.